All right, hello, everybody. This is Mike DeJohn with SoundstageEDU, and I want to start with a statement that might sting a little bit. Listen, you can spend $100,000 on speakers for your marching band and still sound bad. I've seen it happen more than once, because the problem usually isn't the gear. It's the question that we're asking. Most directors and booster boards are asking, what should we buy? But the real question is, how should this system actually work? And those are two very different conversations. Today, I'm going to open the door to that difference. And if you want the full breakdown, the full episode is inside the SoundstageEDU Insiders feed. But first, let's talk about the mistake almost everyone makes. Here are the messages that I get every week and other sound designers in my position. Mike, what speakers should we buy? How many subs do we need? What mixer is best? Do we need a Dante network? Our wireless keep dropping out. What brand should we switch to? Those are all legitimate questions, but they are engineering questions. They are questions about execution, infrastructure, deployment. They are not design questions. And that distinction matters more than most programs realize, because when electronics enter the marching arts, fear usually shows up first. Fear of feedback, fear of dropouts, fear of dead batteries. Fear of judges saying the electronics are too loud or not loud enough, or fear of the winds being buried. So naturally, programs focus on the hardware because hardware feels controllable. If we just buy the right thing, we'll be fine, right? Well, not exactly. Here's a distinction that most programs miss. Sound design is creative intent, whereas sound engineering is system translation. Sound design asks questions like, why is this sound here? What emotional role does it play in this show? Is it texture? Is it atmosphere? Is it reinforcement? Is it propulsion? Does it support the visual moment or does it compete with it? That's design. Engineering is different. Engineering is the moment when the truck door opens at 6:30 in the morning and someone has to figure out, where do the speakers go? How do we power them safely? How do we align the subs so they aren't fighting with each other? How do we keep wireless stable in a stadium full of RF interference? How do we train a student to mix under pressure? That's engineering. And both are important, but they are not the same discipline. And when programs confuse them, guess what happens? They overspend. Here's the truth that a lot of us don't want to hear in this space. You can buy a six-figure sound system and still have bad sound design. I've seen it, but I've also seen modest systems that will absolutely move an audience. Why? Wasn't the system. It's because the intent was clear. The layers were intentional. The system was deployed correctly, and the students running it actually understood the architecture and the vision. Which brings us to the part that most programs will skip entirely. System design. Not sound design, system design. And that's exactly what we unpack in the full episode inside of the Insiders feed. So inside the full episode, we're going to touch on the difference between system design and system buying, why most programs deploy their systems incorrectly, how student audio teams can be trained to run professional workflows, and why electronics programs become sustainable when you stop relying on outside rescue. And not only that, we're going to be kicking off an entire series that's going to cover gain staging for the field, subwoofer alignment, RF coordination, deployment diagrams, student operator training systems. Basically, the field audio library most of us wish existed 20 years ago when all of this started. If you want access to the full episode and the upcoming deep dives, you can join the SoundstageEDU Insiders feed. It's $2.99 a month. You can do that. You'll find the link in the show notes, because the truth is, the field is an instrument. And when you understand both the art and the engineering, everything changes. And when you treat it as an instrument and train to use the instrument properly, the bar gets raised. I'll see you on the inside.